Good evening, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Woo! Right, exciting. YouTube is on and popping, but Instagram is shut down. I don't know if you guys have had trouble sending comments and stuff, right? I heard earlier it might be because Mercury retrograde. But anyways, good evening again. Thank you guys for coming out. It's definitely an exciting event that we have going on here. My name is Chelsea Grant. Of course, work at VP Records. VP Records, just to give you a little tidbit about VP, we are celebrating our 40th anniversary this year. So clap it up for that. All right. Yes, so 40 years in reggae music, right? Miles ahead in reggae music. So we're home to iconic artists such as Beres Hammond, everybody's mom's favorite reggae artist, of course. Sean Paul, if you've heard of him, I don't know. Jack Cure, Busy Signal, both of which have albums coming out this year. And we have new artists like Christopher Martin, John Nine, Alba Rosie. If you don't know the names that I'm talking about, please go on YouTube, right? And Google, of course, and check out the videos. We have some dope artists that are coming out with great stuff. So reggae music is very much alive. We've been here for 40 years, and we're going to push through for 40 more. Clap it up. Woo, woo, woo. All right. So again, this is the Digital Trends in Music panel. The social media and A&R relationship. This panel is one of 4 series that we're going to be hosting this year. So keep it locked. We're going to send out, of course, information about new panels that we have coming up. But I want to go ahead and introduce our moderator for the evening, Natasha Von Kassel. You guys can clap up for her. Yeah. All right. Awesome. So I'm just going to give you a little bit about Natasha. Natasha Von Kassel, I'm going to step away so you can zoom in on Natasha, how beautiful she is in the yellow. So Natasha is the editor-in-chief of L3 Magazine, who is widely known international music community based in Toronto, Canada. Any Canadians in the building? Ooh, okay, all right. One for Canada, okay. So she's based in Toronto, Canada, and Natasha has worked with top artists in multiple genres, including, of course, reggae, right? And is a publicist specializing in radio airplay. Natasha's reach includes music producers, curators, and tastemakers. And her relationships, here we go, have earned her music placements in television, movies, and commercials. And of course, she's a key figure in the Caribbean diaspora, right? So go ahead, clap it up for Natasha one more time. Yeah. Awesome. Finger snaps, I see you in the corner. I'm gonna go ahead and pass the mic on to Natasha again, who is our moderator for the evening.
All right, thank you so much, Chelsea, thank you. All right, so welcome everyone again to the A&R panel discussion on digital trends in music and the social media relationship. Everyone here in the studio, you'll have a chance to ask questions when we finish speaking to our panelists. And if you're watching on social media, not sure which camera, but wherever you are, watching on social media, drop a question in the comment section and we will reply. Allow me to introduce our panelists. All right. First, to my left, we have DJ Young Chow. But before we go any further, I have already asked permission. He is no longer DJ Young Chow. He is DJ Master Chow. All right. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So, being raised by the great DJ Soca Legend, King Chow, he already hosted his first Miami party at the age of 9. He's traveled the world doing what he does best, and that's rocking a crowd, including me. All right, now you can check him out as he, musically, and now you can check him out as he brings the same energy that he brings to the clubs straight to your radio. All right, Shams, the producer, on our far left. All right, award-winning record producer born and raised in Kingston, Jamaica. Since 1997, Shams the producer has recorded, produced, and worked with some of the biggest names in his genre, including Vybz Kartel. Any Vybz fans? Yes? All right. Alkaline, Bounty Killer, Beenie Man, Jimmy Cliff, Lady Saw, T.O.K, just to name a few. And in the middle, we have got Petty Post. Yes, give it up for Petty Post. With over 800,000 followers, Aaron Williams, AKA Petty Post, has been a content creator and social media guru who has learned the ins and outs of the digital landscape since 2011. Aaron's social media presence has assisted many artists and businesses gain exposure and publicity through his memes. So you want more publicity, you want more exposure, Aaron is the man. All right, so now that we have all of the introductions in place, let's begin with two definitions that are key to what we're talking about this evening. A&R is defined as the division of a record label or music publishing company that is responsible for talent scouting and overseeing the artistic development of recording artists and songwriters. It also acts as a liaison between artists and the record label or publishing company. Every activity involving the artist to the point of album release is generally considered under the purview, the responsibility of an A&R. The A&R division are expected to understand the current tastes of the marketplace, and they have to be able to find artists that will be commercially successful. Shams, huge track record with that, success. All right, and social media, per the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, is a form of electronic communication, such as websites for social networking and microblogging, through which users create online communities to share information, ideas, personal messages, and content. They also share musical recordings that are finished or in progress. So, now that we have those two definitions, let's jump right into the first question for Master Chow. All right. You've been on the radio, Hot 97, for several years. You've earned a reputation. You've earned a reputation for playing the best music. Can you walk us through how you received music at the beginning of your career and how you receive music now, today?
Well, I started at a very young age. So when I first started a DJ, I used to play records. And from records, we jumped into CDs. And how I used to receive music from back in the days, we had to actually like go out and scout for music. Like, we used to go to like record stores and record shops and go dig in and do all kind of research. But my father was also a DJ too, so he had a lot of records I just stole from him. He didn't really need it because he was more of a soca DJ, but he had a lot of reggae records, and I took all the reggae records. I took some of his soca records as well. But when it got to CDs now, a lot of people kind of gave me music because they seen that I was a young upcoming DJ, and a lot of people kind of helped me out with that. And I also researched a lot of music as well too. But now getting music is real easy, So a lot of people send me music. A lot of record labels send me music to play on the radio. A lot of artists send me music for me to brand out because of my show. Because my show on Hot 97 is a very unique show. It's called Different Sundays, each and every Sunday from 8 to 9. And I play everything on my show. So a lot of reggae artists hit me up, soca artists hit me up, a lot of Afrobeats artists send me their music. So I really don't have to do anything no more. I just go on my email and the music is there.
All right. This follow-up is for Shams. Can you add to the conversation in the sense that are you receiving CDs? Are you receiving direct messages on social media? How are you receiving music?
CDs still exist? Like people still use CDs? No, for real, because I haven't received any CDs in recent times. I mean, maybe one or two from, and you always find that it's the older guys that in music, like guys over 40 or 45 that say, oh, I'm one better artist now. They tend to, stick to the older formats or whatnot. But nowadays is mostly DMs and emails. You have a couple guys that actually call the label and say, hey, can I be transferred to the A&R department? I usually, take a voice message and then I follow up with an email, and then they can send MP3s via email or whatnot. But a lot of DMs, Instagram, and Facebook, private messages.
All right, Shams, I'm gonna stay with you for just a minute more. A part of your interest is finding the best talent for the project that you're working on at that particular moment. Tell us how you find talent today and how much of your research is done online as compared to going out to a venue to actually hearing an artist perform. Do you spend time anymore at live events, talent showcases, that kind of thing, or is it an online practice for you?
It's pretty much an online practice because, nowadays, thanks to social media, YouTube especially, you don't necessarily have to be present to find, the best talent, because usually when an artist sends you music, you can hear, or you have a lot of fabricated artists. People that are studio artists, we call them, that sound great in the studio, but when they're live, they suck. But with social media now, you can actually see a stage performance. So you don't necessarily have to be around, present in the venue to know if the artist is whack or not. Right. So in terms of social media, it helps a lot. I don't necessarily find myself to many events to scout talent. I find myself on YouTube, on IG, to scout for new talent.
Okay, and seeing that you spend so much time online, what stands out to you? Like, what would make an artist stand out for you to say, you know what? Yeah, may I draw for that artist right there and put him on this or put him on that?
Well, it varies. Personally, being a record producer, I look for the raw talent. If an artist obviously can sing, can hold a tune, knows what they're doing, that's the first thing. You catch my ear, then you catch my eye. You have to look presentable, you have to look like an artist, you have to carry yourself like an artist. Right. So those are the two main factors.
Okay. Petty Post, please don't think no, your time. As a celebrity meme maker, is it common for an artist to approach you to help them with their social media presence?
I would say it's half and half. The opportunity is there. A lot of artists are not really aware of that being an option for them. So they would still go the traditional route, but as much as I can, let them know that that is an opportunity that's available for them to utilize the platform through memes and through content, unique content on social media to get a viral situation going for them if they're interested. But it hasn't picked up like rampantly as yet, but slowly but surely the word is getting out.
Nice. Master Chow, looking at your social media accounts, you clearly pay attention to detail and presentation. How much planning goes into the branding of your social media handles and your events?
Well, you always have to strategize when you post on Instagram nowadays, because you always want the likes, you always want the your statistics to go up and everyone to look at your pictures and wow at your pictures. You don't want to just put up a picture just to put up a picture nowadays. Right. So the thought process between me putting up a picture, when I first put up a picture, I got to make sure it's clean, it's clear, Then I got to think of a quote that I want to put into the picture if it makes sense. And it's just a lot of, it's not really that serious sometimes, but to me it is. I really have to make sure everything is proper and everything sets good and everything looks good at the same time.
Nice. So it's almost become a business.
No, definitely a business.
Definitely a business. Okay. Chow and Petty Post, both of you have launched songs within the past 2 years. What made you decide now to go from what you're known for to now go into the artistic lane where, we're making music?
Should he go first or me go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I don't know. Well, I always as a DJ, there are different kind of DJs.
Yes.
There are DJs that just scratch. There are DJs who just mix. There are just DJs who don't talk at all. There's DJs who MC and DJ. I'm an MC and a DJ. Yeah. So when I DJ, I also hold a mic and I also, make sure I'm interactive with the crowd. Right. So I always like to hold a mic and run on stage and just talk what I want to talk and say what I want to say. And, I love that feeling. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just do a song. And after everybody was always like, yo, why don't you just do a song? You have, the looks, you have the style. Just do something. Why not just try? Just try it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. And me and Ricky Blaze actually did the song together. Ricky Blaze produced the song, and it took us 6 months to put up the song because I'm a perfectionist. And I was like, nah, I ain't like that part. Nah, take out that part. And he was like, yo, what we gonna do? Stop playing. Drop the song already. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when I finally dropped the song, I was kind of nervous about it. I didn't really want to drop it because I felt like it wasn't ready, but everyone was like, yo, just drop this song. And I just dropped it on Hot 97. And I just wanted to see how the people were reacted to it, and people just loved it. Right. And I just got so many DMs. I got people calling me to perform the song, not to DJ. Right. So it felt kind of good, and it was over from there.
All right,
Yeah.
Teddy?
Yes. Well, for me, a lot of people didn't know this about me, but I was an artist before I started social media. So I did reggae gospel music back in the days. I only stopped doing music like about 8 years ago, and then now I decided to return, and you know, because it's a talent I have, and I decided that I won't sleep on it no more. You know what I mean?
Good.
So that's the reason why I decided to take up music and then mix it with the social media now, so I could actually showcase to artists what a situation could be for them if they decide to use my services through my music and putting it
Right.
out on marketing.
Right. To stay with the two of you just a little bit more, transitioning now, you know, it's. I think there's some people who might say, yeah, I'm just going to reach out to him for a meme, or you know, for that added publicity, or I'm going to reach out to him for, you know, just to DJ at a party or whatever. But transitioning, you're including now being an artist. Talk us through that word transition now, where you're adding artists to your repertoire.
Well, it would be, you know, of course, time management. That would be a big part of it. So pretty much it would be knowing how to compartmentalize your work flow and to make it, you know, effectively work for you. So you do social media. I do social media during these hours, and then I do music during these hours. You know, and also to you know how to juggle each situation and to not slack in any. So I think time management would be a big part of knowing how to incorporate the artist part of it, because the artist part of it takes a lot of time. You know, you have to actually, as you know, Chow just said, you may not be comfortable with a song or, you know, something that you do, and then you want to perfect it, and that time alone takes away from, you know, what you're doing already. So I think the key would be time management.
Nice.
I'm gonna say the same thing as time management, because like I'm also a touring DJ as well. So like I do a lot of tours. I travel every week, like from starting from January to like the end of the year. I'm traveling every single week. I just came back from Miami yesterday. So it's like time is everything, because I try to go in the studio, you know, try to lay down a track. Then after, like, oh damn, I gotta go home and pack to go to the airport. So then after, like, when you're in the airport now, you're thinking about your songs that you want to sing and the things that you want to do, but you just don't have time to go to the studio.
Right.
So that's the problem, because like as you can see, like I did a song like, you know, a year or two ago, and like I'm gonna drop another one, but just time. Like I don't have time to actually sit down. And
Wait, is that an exclusive that we just heard? Wait.
Nah, something's gonna come out very soon though.
I like. Shams, in your experience as a former artist manager and now currently as an A&R, is there an it factor that determines a hit record for you?
For me personally,
Yes.
I have to generalize. I don't believe, well, the answer to the question is yes and no.
Okay.
Because a lot of times you have songs that, you know, you hear it and immediately after the bat you say, yo, that song the bad, it's a hit song. And and on the flip side to that now, you have songs that grow on people. You feel me?
Okay.
So it's like, you can't say definitely it's always a hit factor that makes a hit. You feel me? And also great marketing also makes songs that suck really bad into hits. So you can't really, you know, say. But a lot of the time, the true talent, or what I should say is sometimes that song just have a vibe that just so infectious that grabs you no matter who do it. Because sometimes it's not always the big artists come with a big song.
Right,
you know, something just happen and it just organically grow.
Mm-hmm.
So for me personally, it's yes and no, because you can find a hit song from a hit factor point and a hit song from great marketing.
Okay, and so to follow up a little bit more on that, you are responsible for a few hit records.
I try.
Shake Your Bam Bam, Gal You A Lead. Those are by T.O.K. We had World Gone Mad and Number One by Beenie Man. We've had Girls Time with Mr. Vegas. So, I mean, you know, you definitely know the thing. You know.
I try.
Did proximity to Jamaica or geographic location in general determine whether a record was going to be a hit within the dancehall community?
No, or back then.
How about we do both?
Back then, it's weird because, like, even say in the early 90s, or even late 80s, 90s, you find that a lot of songs that were big in the dancehall, because dancehall is a space.
Yes.
So a lot of songs that were huge in the dancehall were not playing on the radio. They could not play on the radio,
right,
for obvious reasons. So, I mean, so transitioning from that whole time frame until now, people start editing songs and the market kind of opened up a little bit, so these songs play on the radio and all of that. So, yes, in Jamaica, back then, it was a case where you find that songs would make it in Jamaica first and then filter over. As producers in Jamaica, we say, man, them songs have visa because them can travel. Yes. So them leave Jamaica and, you know, spread worldwide.
Right.
Nowadays, now, it's a totally different thing because you have the world in your pocket, at your fingertips, you know. So in terms of a song breaking out, yes, it will appeal to the diaspora, the Jamaican diaspora worldwide first.
Right.
But they have some songs now like, what's his name? Cranium. Nobody enough to know. That was from New York,
yes,
I believe. You understand?
Yes,
and then it was a huge hit in Jamaica also.
Right.
So, I mean, I believe it's based on the Jamaican culture that's spread around the world that will make these songs. So, wherever listen, I've been on tour. I was in, I think, Switzerland or one of them places. And just out of the blue, this brother come up, yo, me a yardie. This is the one guy in the whole crowd. And you're like, how the hell, why are you even here? You know, and it's obviously it's a T.O.K. concert, but we are everywhere.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, it's the Jamaican diaspora that helps our music to spread so far.
Okay. And so percentage-wise, how much of your work now is local, meaning based in the U.S., and how much is international, overseas, abroad? And how is the overall dynamic when you factor in social media? Also, too, are artists catching your attention now who may not have caught your attention before? So a couple of questions in one. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Miss Nicotine, yes.
Right. Well, again, because of social media, it's always easy to find, you know, new artists or artists that might be, for argument's sake, in the UK. There was this artist that we were looking at one point that is from the UK, this white guy that does dancehall. And he sounds good and, you know, stuff. So you'll find artists like these popping up in Japan and all about the place. Right. And this is through social media, you know, as opposed to jumping on a flight and trying to get there or, you know, end up at a concert somewhere and seeing them.
Right.
So, I'm sorry, I have to repeat the other questions.
Okay, so to go back, the local versus international.
In work, when you say work, what do you mean?
A&R work. So are you finding, you know, like a lot of local talent here?
Listen, I'm sorry. All of that is done from my desk and social media. So that's local. You want to call that local? Locally at my desk, searching every day, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere.
Okay.
Just to try to find who's trending in what market, and you know.
And how do you locate that trend? Do you put in a hashtag for that day and just say, okay, I'm going to hashtag R&B, I'm going to hashtag dancehall, I'm going to hashtag reggae. What hashtags?
Not necessarily a hashtag search, but like sometimes you will know of certain shows that going on. So like search YouTube and see which shows and see who opened the concerts and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then you'll find like like on YouTube too, you can search each country. So you can go to the country part in YouTube and change your location from US and then hit trending. And then I see who is trending in what markets. And I do the same with iTunes too.
Okay.
See who are the top song in each location.
Region, right. Now, I didn't know that, so I just learned something new. Thank you very much. Thank you. Chow, we talked about your passport book. We talked about how it's stamped out. We talked about how much travel you've done since the beginning of the year already. would you say that social media has added to your bookings, made your bookings stay the same? How has it affected your bookings?
I think social media helped me out tremendously because, like you said, like you don't have to go searching for someone. Like you have to actually take a flight to go searching for someone. You just go on social media and you can see what they're doing, and you know what I mean. You can gravitate to them. So like, a lot of my international bookings are coming from my social media because they see me in different places. It's like, oh no, I want that guy at my event. So yes, social media definitely was a big part of it.
Nice, nice. Petty Post, are you seeing an increase in your commissioned pieces or requests for you to actually create for artists? Are you seeing an increase in that since social media?
Well, I would say that, as I said earlier, it's the artist part of it, they haven't caught on yet. So my work is just to get the word out, but it comes in steadily. You know, people, but from work I've done for other artists and other groups, they, you know, pass the word along. So they'll come and check out and, you know, say how much is this and, you know, come through.
Right.
But as I said, it's not there yet. My aim is to get it there. So I'll probably be one of the first meme makers to make that as a real situation.
And I guess what I'm gravitating to is having that many followers. It's hard for me not to imagine that they don't know that, you know, this is what you do, and you know, you get requests on a regular basis to indeed do that.
The thing too is a lot of people okay, so when you say social media, I'm speaking mainly of, say, Instagram.
Yes, yeah.
So Instagram per se, like artists and a lot of people haven't really been, say for instance, they don't really respect the views versus YouTube.
Ah, yes.
So
okay.
YouTube, they'll say, I try to get my views up because it could be monetized and stuff like that. But on Instagram, it's just likes and views, you know, for the most part. So there's no real incentive for them. Even though it's a great platform to go viral and get on YouTube and get the situation going. So that's my job, is to bring the awareness so that that situation could be created.
Okay. Chow, coming back to you for a quick second. What are your feelings about the way in which a manager or artist reaches out to you to play their music? Yo, Chow, can you put this on? Like, how are people? No, seriously, it happens. So how do you want people now to address you? Master Chow, would you mind playing my song for me, please?
Well, I think it's a respect thing, you know. Like, once you're respectful, you go. I'm very a cool person. You could walk up to me, you could talk to me, and once you're respectful and I'm feeling your vibe, you know, I'll listen you out.
Okay.
But there are some aggressive people that would just come up to me like, yo, what's up? Like, I'm the hottest thing in New York. You gotta put, like, nah, I don't want none of that. I don't want that. Or there's some, like, you know, female singers out there. They're like, yo, I could sing this, and they will sing in front of you, and you're like, man, I don't know. Like, so I just think, like, it's all about how you come at me.
Okay.
And I tell people all the time, like, if you're hot, you're hot. If you're good, you're good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I give everybody a shot.
Right.
I listen to a lot of music.
Yes.
And I'm a type of person, like, I don't like to sugarcoat anything. You know what I mean? We can't curse, right? No, don't.
No.
Okay. I'm sorry. All right. So if the music is whack, the music is whack. And I'm gonna tell them off the rip, like, listen, this music is not good. I think you just need a little bit more work.
Okay.
And, you know, try again.
All right.
And if it's hot, you know, I'll play it.
Okay.
I'll definitely play it and show love, because I like to show love.
Right.
You know, because a lot of people show me love, I want to show the love back.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's all about respectful. Just be respectful.
Okay, now one of the things that we have in common is we both have playlists on AudioMac. So my question now is, will there sometimes be a song that you don't think will quite make it onto your radio show, but can make it onto the playlist on AudioMac?
Oh, for sure. Like, remember I work on Hot 97. There's certain things we could play and we can't play.
Right.
So the things that we can't play, like, I try to, like, play it in different audiences, like in a different part, like at parties or something like that, so it could get some kind of recognition.
Yes.
And as a curator on AudioMac, I try to, like, put those kind of music in, you know what I mean, in my mixes, so people can hear it as well.
Right.
Because there are really good music out there, but sometimes as working on Hot 97, we just can't play certain songs.
Right. Okay, I like it. Shams, the producer, what trends, there's that word again, trends, do you see coming to mainstream because of the influence of social media? Not just in music, but in overall lifestyle, which we know influences the music and vice versa. Something that comes to mind is, you know, at one point in time, Afrobeats was not as popular, but I think with the push with social media, it has risen in popularity. So I'm just kind of curious as to what trends you see coming down the line.
Why I get all the hard questions?
Become like you.
In terms of trends, I don't think it's coming. It's just going to get, you know, bigger, because I think it's already here from social media. Again, you know, a couple of years ago, artists had to be signed to break.
Right.
You understand? You need a label behind it to break. And I'm sure y'all know Fetty Wap and Designer and them guys, SoundCloud, which is a social media platform, you understand? And YouTube, and even Kodak Black with one of the biggest songs of his career, which Cardi B took and whatever. He had a video on YouTube that was like crazy, you know? So, I mean, in terms of trends, personally, I believe that we're in that era right now. You know, it's just going to get bigger. I think my uncle said it a couple of years ago. Said that he believes that we will all start be listening to and playing one type of music. And I already see that, because when Major Lazer them come with Lean On and that vibe, them take the whole Sly and Robbie, you know, drum thing, and then after that hit, you found out that a lot, because EDM gone, you know, having that sound now, mostly, you know, and then dancehall, same thing, Afrobeat, you find a lot of artists that are not Afrobeat artists doing Afrobeat also. So wherever the hit is, the hit songs are, or the hit sound, you find that a lot of people, you know, move into that direction. So in another couple of years, it's just to find out what the next big thing is to come out, you know. But I feel we're there pretty much. And
can we agree, just for people who may not know, the beat is determined by the syncopation of the beat. Like the genre is determined by the syncopation of the beat. So Afrobeats has a particular, dancehall has a particular, we can agree on that.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Petty Post, from an artistic perspective, what should artists keep in mind when working with you to enhance their brand or further their campaign for their album or single? And should they be thinking about marketing while they're making their song or planning the release of the song?
Okay, so the first part of the question, I would say that one thing you should keep in mind is that if we're going to work together, you know, I'm going to do the work, but you also have a part to play. Like, you cannot not be pushing your music and leave it up to me to push your music, because when they go to your page, if you're not pushing your own music, they're not gonna follow, you know, because it looks like you are not even interested in your own stuff. So that's the first part. Like, you have to be on it more than me. You know what I mean? Like, I'll do what I gotta do, but you still got a part to play. Even if you're not the person running your page, like, have that person, you know, make sure that keep it current, keep 2-3 posts a day at least, you know, send, because you want to make sure that you engage the followers you currently have, so when you get the new followers, there's already a system going. Like, I can't send somebody to a closed store or a closed business, you know what I mean? So that's the first thing I'd say artists to keep in mind. And the second part of the question?
The second part, when they're making their song, should they be thinking about the marketing aspect?
Yes. Actually, that should be first, because when you think about where you want a song to go while recording it or after you've recorded, you need to have some sort of idea how you want to get it done, or, you know, at least who you want it to reach, at least demographics. You know what I mean? So if you're thinking about demographics, then you know exactly your target, what you want to accomplish. So when you come to me, it makes it a lot easier for me to say, okay, I know what treatment to give your campaign and stuff like that. So that's number one. After recording the song and getting it quality, mixed and mastered and everything, you should think about marketing and promotions. You should actually have a budget for that, because why have a good song and sit on it and no one hears it? You know, like you would be shooting yourself in the foot. You'd be wasting money. So I would say that you should actually, you know, think seriously, because the game now is to buy bottles and to look fly and everything, and there's no music and no marketing and promotion budget. You know what I mean? So I would advise every artist that could hear me, you know, put aside some of that bottle money for some marketing promotions. It's gonna help you. It's gonna help you. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely, and there's that B word, budget, 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 budget. Okay, to all panelists, as we're beginning now to wrap up the discussion portion, we'll open the floor up to questions. But to all three panelists, is music, whether we're talking about music from social media or we're talking music from being out at a live show and you catch a vibe from talent, or whatever the case, is music something that can be done solo, or does it require a team?
That's a trick question, right?
Because I just want to show and demonstrate the difference between some thought processes where people think because they're popular on social media means that they don't need a team and they could just do everything on their own. So do they need a team, or do they just need social media?
Well, I believe Chow and Petty Post already addressed that earlier when they mentioned time management, because the reality of it is there's no way one person, whether you're the artist or the producer, can do all of that work. You might can start it for the first month, but then everything needs attention. And if you don't pay attention, give 100 to each segment of whatever it is that you're doing, something is gonna fail. So you definitely need a team. Definitely.
Yeah.
I think you definitely need a team, like, because you can't be everywhere at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You can't handle every responsibility. You can't be the manager, you can't be the performer, you can't be the promoter. You need a team. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like once you have a good team around you, you could focus more on what you really want to do.
Right.
You know? Because like if you're focusing on like, all right, I gotta promote my song, all right, I gotta get the book in, you lose focus of your talent. Once you focus, once the artist could really relax,
Right.
and know that they have some good managers, some good people behind them, they could focus on being the artist and
Right.
putting out good content.
Just to touch on that, I would say that yes, you do need a team, but as a side note, where the world is going with automation, there are services and platforms available that it allows you to, you know, let the computer, the AI handle stuff, and you could be an artist as well. So where the world is going with computers and artificial intelligence, there are services and platforms out there available that makes it possible for you to not do so much but still do everything.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I agree. Because like, you know, Hootsuite and you can set up premieres on YouTube and stuff like that. So that's 100% correct. But one of the main parts of having a team, or one of the main things that you need as an artist or a producer, somebody coming into the business, I think Petty Post said it earlier, and I just feel the need to repeat or reiterate. You see that word, the name budget?
Yes.
Stop spend money on liquor and
Yes.
waste the money and put it in a career, because you gotta show the work, you gotta do the work. So, you know, save some of the money and put it to your career, because at the end of the day, you're gonna make back the money. So stop waiting on somebody else to put up the money. Y'all need to put it up yourself.
All right. Okay, so that wraps up the, Chelsea, yep, okay. That wraps up the panel part of the discussion.
Okay, so another round of applause for our panelists. Okay. This is going to be the question section. We have a mic set up here, if you can see it there. If anyone has a question that they would like to ask Natasha or Shams or Petty or Master Chow, right? It's catching on, it's catching on. Please come up to the mic. We have someone that'd like to have a question. Just introduce yourself and just direct the question to one of the panelists or, of course, our moderator.
How you doing? Oh, wow. Okay. How's everybody doing tonight? You doing good?
We good.
We awake? We good?
We good.
All right. God is good. My name is Excel. I'm an event producer, and I have a question for Shams. How important do you think live performances are, live events? Because you mentioned earlier that most of your work is done on a desk as an A&R, but how important it is for an A&R to actually feel a vibe of an artist live versus behind a screen?
Well, it is important. However, if you have 50 events, it takes a lot off you, the A&R, by just going and watching these videos or figuring out the YouTube, videos or whatever that the artists are posting, and then say, okay, out of these 50, I'll go to these 10 because these are worth it. These not gonna make no sense. Understand? So live events are important, obviously, because this is what we do, and that's also how artists develop their craft also. So you need live events. But when scouting for talent, it's kind of ridiculous to go to 100, 200 events and then you may not find an artist there. So social media can make it a little bit more convenient. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay,
Thank you.
cool.
Yeah.
We have someone coming from the back.
Somebody help Anna, man? Where the guys at, man? Where the guys at?
Hi, guys. My name is Dash Machete, and I have a question for DJ Young Chow. So I'm an artist looking to get into DJing, and I was wondering, what advice do you have? I purchased a controller about 7 months ago, and I've been practicing, and I just have a question, like, what do you think I should do in terms of booking my first gig?
All right. I think the way you should start, you've been practicing, right? Like you said. I think you should try and make a mixtape and put your mixtape on SoundCloud. Then after make your friends hear it and make other promoters hear it, because people got to hear you and feel you out in order to book you. Because if they don't if they're not interested, they're not gonna book you. And also, I love female DJs. I commend any female that wants to be a DJ. And as a female DJ, you have to be kind of different too. Like this industry is a really dog-eat-dog industry. So
Yeah,
as a
sure.
female DJ, you have to be different. You got to be unique, and just keep on practicing. And like use your social media as a platform as well. Because you said you're a singer, so I guess a rapper. So I guess everybody on social media knows you as rapping.
Mm-hmm.
But now that you want to transition as a DJ, show them that you're DJing now. And do a mix and be like, yo, you guys listen to this, and I think that will help you out.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Hi guys, my name is Rohan. I'd like to ask this question for Petty Post. So in digital marketing and social media, when putting all this content together, I understand that going viral is very important, but how important is patience, strategy, and game planning with these posts and memes?
For me or for
you.
in general?
Well, in general. Well, as in, like, if you're displaying it to musicians, artists, things of that nature, any comedians, in general, like, how important is strategy and,
I would say it's very important. And then with social media, you have to learn your platform. You have to learn your page. So you have to see what times perform better for your followers. You got to learn the statistics, because that's how you're going to get the best performing posts and get engagement going to get the best results. So I would say strategizing, planning, and all that is very important, especially with the fact that, every now and again on these platforms like Instagram and stuff, they have problems with the algorithm, so you hear that word a lot now because, it affects, your situation and what you may be doing. So you need to know how to work around that to get the result that you need. So that would take strategy and planning, you know what I mean? So I would say it's very important.
Thank you.
I have a general question. Out of curiosity, how many people in the audience are artists, performing artists? Hands up. Nice. How many people here are managers? Okay. All right, good.
It's on, right? Yeah, all right. So I had a question also for Petty. You spoke, I'm Chelsea, guys, from VP. How are you guys doing? All right, all right. All right, so I had a question for Petty Post. You spoke earlier about the use of artificial intelligence, right? So since Natasha asked a great question about how many artists are here, what would be the first step for an artist looking to expose themselves to, or not expose themselves, but, you know, get into the world of being an artist? You know, would it be setting up an Instagram account, or is there something even before that that they should consider?
Well, as I said earlier too, with, you know, knowing what you want to do with the music, you have to know what you want to do with your craft. So that planning and knowing your audience, who you want to reach, part of it is the first step, I would say, in terms of creating an image and also creating a sound and, you know, that visual presentation to the world. So I would say that would be one of the first things you consider, and then you would consider what platforms would be necessary for you to reach those people you're trying to reach, or, you know, the followers or the fans you're trying to gain. So if you're looking to do something for a specific culture, specific country or whatever, then you would decide what you want to do first, plan it out, and then create the social media platform to represent that.
Awesome. Do you have anyone else that'd like to take the mic with a question? Okay. You want to take the little mic or the stand? Go ahead.
Sure. Good evening, and thank you guys again for this event. I have a quick question. Record pool directors, are they still important to the music industry? And if not, what have replaced them?
Can I jump in on that? A record pool, extremely important, because now you've found someone who believes in the music. Let's say you have a song called ABC. This person really believes in the song. They're going to share that song with all of their DJs in their network. That helps to give you exposure. So while on the social media side, you've maybe got fans who are paying attention to you, on the other side, you've got DJs who are now saying, this song is pretty good. So the more they hear it on the radio, they hear other DJs playing it, seeing you on social media, the two work together. So if you have access to a record pool manager, director, hold on to them. I think they're gold.
Okay,
yeah.
so they do exist still?
Yes, they do. They
okay,
do.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, we have someone else. Oh, I know this face. Ooh.
Good evening. Jenny from VPEL Music. Natasha, I have a question for you, because you do run a media company. So I'm an artist. How do you search for music and articles and artists and everything for your publications? You have interviews and everything. So how do I get playlisted? How do I get into the L3 magazine company?
Thank you, Jeannie. That's a great question. Believe it or not, for me personally, I'm looking at the person's appearance. I'm looking at how you're dressed, how you're styled, what colors you're wearing. No, you got some pink on and purple. I'm rocking with you. But, right? But I'm looking at how the person is presented. Am I feeling the energy of success here? Because if I'm feeling that energy, I want that person in the magazine. There are other writers that we have who are not really looking at the presentation. They're more listening to the music. So if the, excuse me, if the music is hot, then some of the writers are going to write about that artist. But for me personally, it's got to be how you look. It's your presentation. I don't need you to be in designer clothes. I just need you to be well dressed. I need you to make a statement saying, I am it, and you've got to put me in the magazine. That's what I'm looking for.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
So, and I've definitely paid attention to L3 magazine since MySpace, you know. So,
thank you. Yes.
So
yes.
I know that's a long time, right?
Yeah.
You know, this is why I'm talking to Natasha, because the questions are going this way, but you guys don't understand. So, you have a lot of new and independent music also that you're putting in your publications. So, but it's from more known artists. So, how do you choose them in addition to the other indies that you put in there, although they're already known and have a platform?
All right, so I'll tell you about our algorithm in quotes. we like recommendations. We like it when people write into us, l3magazine@hotmail.com, and say, you need to have this artist in your publication for us to check them out and say, you know what, yeah, yeah, definitely. I remember when we first met at the time named Young Chow, he was like hot, right? And he was recommended to us because I'd gone to his parties from Toronto. You know, I'm a typical Canadian coming to New York to party, to have a good time. I was intimidated, like, I can't possibly talk to Young Chow. He's like so big. And then he was recommended to us. And then I did the interview, and I'm like, yo, this dude is mad cool. I love it. So we became a fan. Every time he posts a new mix on his social media, like, we're hooked. We're playing it in the office, like, you know, and now here I am sitting beside Master Chow. So, you know, we love recommendations. We love it when people say, you gotta check this person out. I want to shout out Ali Mason. She's here right now. Ali has brought a lot of talent our way. She's been a writer with us, you know, for so many years. She always says, Natasha, you got to check out this person. You got to check this out. Check this out. Rohan Beckford from Beckford Music Group. He's another person. Yo, Natasha, you're sleeping if you're not, you know, looking at this person. We need this because, as Chow mentioned earlier, if you have to do all these things at the same time, you can't focus on what you're supposed to be doing, which is your craft. So we need people like this. Thanks to Rohan, we now know about Fam. Fam, raise your hand and say hi. We now know about Nemo. Nemo, raise your hand and say hi. These are two up-and-coming artists that we wouldn't have known about. So we need the recommendations. We really do. Yeah.
So one more question, that's it.
Yeah.
Because I did notice on your Instagram that you posted a picture with the radio promotions manager over at VP. So what can we look forward to between the collaboration between the label and your media group?
Oh man, thank you, Jeannie. There's so much to look forward to. What I'm especially proud about is in working with VP, it's not just current artists that we get to talk to. We have veteran artists that we get to talk to as well. And sometimes the veteran artists, because of the era in which they launched their careers, they weren't necessarily given the exposure like what we can give them now. So, you know, Carter, up on the boards up there, Carter's responsible for catalog. Well, now I have access to people like Michael Rose. Before, I didn't have access to Michael Rose. You know what I mean? At the same time, thanks to Chelsea, I've got access to Busy Signal and to Jack Cure and to Christopher Martin. New single, Life Out Now, shameless plug. But, you know, right? These are things that, in working with a record label, now we get to dig in a little bit deeper. And now we get recommendations from their perspective. So I really, to everyone listening right now, I really welcome recommendations. Refer people. Even if it's you, just say, hey, I should be in your magazine. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, recommendations.
Awesome. We have time for 2 more questions. We have somebody making their way to the mic right now.
Hi, good evening.
Hi.
It's Mishabu 93.5, Insiders Radio. Pleasant to be here with everyone. Touching on your title of the forum, Digital Trends in Music. My question would be to all 3 of you. As an artist coming in, we notice people are releasing EPs as opposed to albums. Is it no longer necessary to do an EP? Because I see Grammy nominations on EPs and a lot of success.
I've realized or I've noticed that what I used to call an album 10 years ago is no longer an album. Like for instance, Kanye and his crew dropped 2 albums last year, 7 tracks each. So now an album is basically, I think it's half an hour or something like that. So it's more of a time more than a set amount of tracks. Cause back then we used to like 20-track album, and right now you're wasting money if you're investing all that time and energy in putting out 20 songs. And also for young artists, I recommend forget about album, forget about EP. Right now, singles, because first thing you have to know, who are you selling it to? You understand? If you don't have a fan base, why you dropping an album? Because remember, we used to buy albums for one song, right? Go to a CD store and buy 10 CD for 10 songs, one song each. You spend over $100.
So it still starts with one.
You have to, because at the end of the day, when you do your one song, promote it, you get your campaign going and this and that, then you start building a fan base. If you don't have a fan base, who are you selling to? That's where it is.
As Shams just said, you know, over the years, I think it's a lot to do with attention span. You know, people's attention span is way shorter now, so it don't even make sense, as he said, to, you know, put a lot of money into doing an elongated project. And, you know, you could do the recordings, but, you know, you just release them differently. Yeah, so that would be the thing now. I
totally agree with what they said. Definitely just EPs, albums are a waste of time now. Like you said, like, focus on one song. You know what I'm saying? Focus on one song. If you have the budget enough, like the budget, like you said, I recommend you put out a music video. You know, you spend some money investing into the song. Like, you know, on social media, you could promote your whatever you have. You can promote your business on social media. You know, I do events and I promote my events on it. And you could pay Instagram, Facebook to promote it for you. So I think you should, like, if you believe in that song, stick to that song and go with it.
Okay, awesome. So we have one more question? Was someone else? Yeah. Okay, all right, last one.
Sorry. Hi, my name is Ty Cole. So I work for a magazine called Your Voice Magazine, and I'm a correspondent, and I had a question for you. So I wanted to know any interview tips that you could kind of give me. I just started 6 months ago, so just still getting my feet wet. So any tips you might want to give someone who's kind of new in the game?
As a writer?
Writer and a correspondent.
And correspondent. I would say whatever interests you, interests the world. Whatever interests you. When I started L3 magazine, I did it because none of the mainstream newspapers, magazines would put me on. And I was just like, oh, but I'm a journalist. What do you mean you won't put me on? No, we're not interested in what you have to say. What? But there are so many people out there who are interested in what I have to say. No, there aren't. Okay, so let's create the platform then to show that there is interest. So whatever interests you, interests the world. It interests everybody.
Thank you.
Awesome. So that is the conclusion of our questions portion. I just want to give another round of applause to our panelists and moderator. Okay. And now, awesome. And I want to give us a plug to everyone that has helped to put this event together. Just a clap for the YouTube team. Awesome. You guys are awesome. The space looks beautiful. And to the people that are working behind the scenes to make this possible, Cliff here. Okay, from VP Records, in charge of all the cameras. Woo! Carter, who's DJ / soundman / director of catalog. We have Ted in the back, one of our project managers. Our publicist, Jennifer, in the back. I wrote these down because I was like scanning the room. We have Richard over there, who's director of business development, VP Records. Okay, we have Jeannie and Donovan from our distribution portion, VPAL. Whoop, whoop. One blood. No. All right, and then also Carla, of course, who is amazing. Invited a bunch of people here.
Carla,
awesome. Listen, Carla's the one that passes me the Advil when I need it, so I appreciate you so much. Thank you. If I did miss anybody that's here, like, fight me later. Okay, it's okay. You guys, this is your portion to network. Get up. Carter's gonna be playing some jams. He told me that request everything you want right from him because DJs love that, you know.
I request some Master Chow. Okay.
Can I just say one thing
Sure.
before we all leave? I know I'm looking around the room. I'm familiar with a few faces, but a lot of people in this room are like artists and, you know, DJs. I just want to say, like, if you're really confident in your work, I suggest that everybody really go for it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be distracted by people telling you, like, oh, nah, you can't make it. Nah, it don't sound good. You're going to hear that. You're going to hear, like, a whole bunch of negativity no matter what you do. Like, I started DJing at the age of 9, you know, and even though my father kind of helped me put my foot in the door. But I had to take upon myself to push myself to do what I really want to do because my father was a soca DJ. You know what I'm saying? And I DJ on Hot 97 playing hip hop and reggae and soca. So I had to like kind of branch off from the soca world and just recreate myself and go out there. And I told myself in my head, like, yo, I'm gonna do this no matter what. And like, in this industry is so much hate and negativity. Like, people was smiling with you like, yo, you're doing good. Like, nah, don't mess with that, dude. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to tell everybody in here, whatever y'all want to do it. That's it.
Oh, and thank you to my intern, Chris, who met you guys at the door. I just scanned the room again, so nobody's going to fight me after. Chris, thank you so much. All right, guys, network, take pictures, any snacks, anything. Carter, you can take it away, you know, whatever you'd like. All right. Big true.
It's Women's Month, Carter.